It's easy to believe a convenient lie. What's the convenient lie that agents are telling themselves right now? The market sucks. What's the truth? You don't know how to price property. Back in 2021, when everything was selling over asking price, that also had nothing to do with you, even though you wanted to take credit for it on all your posts. Now that prices are coming down, you know what you're saying? Oh, no, that had nothing to do with me. When we sold her for $50,000 asset, that was all me. The truth is, neither one of them had anything to do with you. That shows what inflation has been like for the last 5 years. Now, I don't care what you're listening to when they tell you that it's under control. It's not. I just took my kids to go get smoothies. It was $55 for 4 smoothies. That's called inflation. And most of us don't actually understand what inflation is. It just means there's too much money in the money supply. And it's not that things are more expensive. It's requiring more of the same dollars to buy the same stuff. We also have record numbers of student loan debt, record numbers of credit card debt, and record numbers of car loan debt. These are called the facts. Now, when I start having this conversation with people, when we start talking truth, you know what people say to me? Well, you're nowhere when you're being very negative. Can I ask you a question? Is that a mature statement? Don't get emotional about the truth. It just is what it is. And I have to be able to acknowledge it, accept it, and deal with it. Not bury my head in the stand and bury, the St. Anthony and hope all my listings sell. Because that's a weight loss program. I don't know if you guys know this happened because it didn't get a lot of coverage. The United States credit rating was lowered for the first time in 100 years. Here's what's interesting. You might be thinking to yourself, what does that have anything to do with selling real estate? That is a demonstration that we don't understand the way the economic machine works. Because how do you think we fund this glorious experiment we call America? If you think it's taxes, I have some swampland here in Florida I can sell you. Because it's not. We borrow money. Bonds. Now let me ask you a question. If mean and your credit rating goes down, what happens to the interest that I have to pay when I borrow money? It goes up. So what does that mean to the percentages that we're going to have to offer for people to buy our debt? They have to go up. That affects the 10-year treasury note, which affects interest rates. Have you guys noticed they've lowered the Fed funds rate 5 times and it hasn't affected interest rates at all? They've stayed at around 6%. Yes? And that's what's caused us to go from 6.5 million to about 4 million transactions because there's less demand in the marketplace. I don't know if you guys know this. The last time interest rates were this high, they stayed that high for a decade. Let me ask you a question. Are your lead sources prepared for interest rates being this high for 6 more years? Because if they're not, you said no. If they're not, you need a new
strategy.
Oh, he's getting it. Bing, bing, bing. We also have an affordability problem, which nobody's really talking about. Right? We're talking about silly things like 50-year mortgages won't do anything for affordability. Look at this is according to Fannie Mae, not me. To go back to the affordability of 2016 to 19, one of 3 massive things would have to happen. 1, home prices would have to drop 40%. 2, the average household income would have to go up 60% to $134,000 a year. Or interest rates would have to go down to 2.35%. Let me ask all my smart, intelligent brothers and sisters, what is the probability that any one of those 3 things happen in the next 12, 18 months? 0, so stop praying that they do. We also have big changes in our industry, yes? How many of you guys knew that Gary Keller sold the majority of Keller Williams to private equity last year? Why would he do that? Something to think about. I know you've heard of this one. Compass Buying Anywhere, gobbling up Caldwell Banker, Century 21, Sotheby's, right? Better Homes and Garden. They now have about 20% of all the agents in the United States. We heard, you know how many text messages and phone calls I got from this lovely lady, okay? Because she heard that, how many of you guys use Follow Up Boss? Okay, and Follow Up Boss recently said, hey, guess what? We have shared clients. If they've been on our website, which is Zillow, because Zillow owns Follow Up Boss, we consider that shared. So that's taken place, which by the way, I don't think this is a big deal because just so you know, everybody has all your data. You guys are on camera like 10 times a day. People are like, don't film me. I'm like, bro, you're on camera all the time. What are you doing? You give all your information. What's up, John? You give all your information to Instagram. Like, what are you talking about? We also have Compass and Zillow fighting over data, lawsuits. We have Google getting into the portal wars. Google used to, they're testing it out in markets. When you Googled an address, they would send you to Zillow. Now, do you know what they're doing? They're not sending it to Zillow anymore. They're indexing the data. Guess who's going to get in the lead game? All because we don't want to prospect. We also have compensation rules. I'm curious, anybody who's done a deal in the last 18 months where the buy-side commission was part of the negotiation of the contract? Raise your hand. Look around the room, team. I don't want to be there. No, no, no. And by the way, is that going to change anytime soon? No, no, no. So what has happened to buy-side commissions? Compression. You know who's made more money during all of this? Alex, Jeff, Sohail, and Jose, who are dominant listing agents, because now they're getting 4% on everything. Huh? And despite all of that, check this out. Even though all of those things are happening, industry, all those things happening from an economic perspective. Our organization at the Elite Builders did 2,445 deals in the last 12 months for $1.2 billion worth of real estate with a B. Blah, blah, blah. And the reason is, I know the reason, it's because of strategy. Do you see? Telling you guys to sit in open houses is like sending you into war with a bow and arrow and saying good luck. You need more than that, and we're here to give you more than that. You have the Avengers of real estate in this room. There is nothing that you could want to do in real estate that somebody in this room hasn't done. $14,000 on your first deal with her, you. $42,000 on one deal. $90,000 on one transaction. All because, guys, they were in this room. You are one relationship away and one decision away from finding it.